Heartbreaks are fucking doo-doo. I'm usually the
I do not.
heartbreaker.
Actually, I don't know how to add
My
people
heart
like
broken a couple times, but
on
yeah.
VR.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but I noticed a huge portion of you are not subscribed. Guys, we are so close to 65,000 subscribers. So if you enjoy my content, then please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It only takes 1 second and it really helps a lot. This video shout out is from Twitter. Thank you, Sky, for being awesome. Now let's get back to the video.
So I was, I think, out one time, and then I came back home, and my boyfriend was supposed to be there, but he was there with my best friend instead. And you know, that hurt.
My first long-term boyfriend broke up with me for another girl, and I got back with him because, you know, he's like, oh, I'm sorry and all that. And then he broke up with me again for a guy. And then I got back with him again because I, you know, didn't know any better. And the third time, he just started getting distant, and I'm like, I know, this is just the same thing happening again. I'm going to break up with you. But it still hurt, because I knew that was going to be the last time, because I wasn't going to let it happen again. I'm actually sharing a computer with my now husband. The story I told actually happened like 5 years ago. We dated for 2 years, and now we've been married for 2 years. He helped me get past it. And for a while, he was actually worried that I was a rebound partner, but I wasn't like that on purpose, you know.
I was doing school and I met this chick, and she was a little younger than me, but we were like in the same grade, so it didn't matter. But we were together for like 2 years, and when she heard that I was going to be moving, she wanted to move with us because even our parents and everything were really close together, so it was all like a huge family. And a couple months before we moved, I got a message from her mom that she was she was incredibly ill. And I later found out that she was diagnosed with cancer. A couple months later, she eventually passed away. And it was something really hard to deal with. It's been around a year now. I was hoping her family was doing okay more than me, because that's probably super hard for them. But we're still really close, and we plan trips all the time to see each other.
So, I met this girl, actually on here, and me and her actually became really good friends, for a month or two. After the second month ended, we actually just said, hey, we know each other, you know, let's date and everything. And I said, you know what, sure. And then it went on for about a year, and then basically everything just got distant. She actually just completely blocked me out. She kept on changing her profile picture, changing her name. She started hanging out with a lot of my good friends. Just got wild real quick. I got past it and everything. And to be honest with you, I just dealt it in my own way, and I don't have to hear from her again.
For me, after we broke up, we were split up for a good few months, and then I tried going out, you know, doing things again, trying to date again. I got with this girl, and eventually I ended up telling her, I'm not over my ex, so I can't really do this anymore. Then I got with this other girl. We dated for 2 months, but the entire time she was basically using me and super two-faced. And I would basically watch her daughter for her all the time and do all this stuff and basically treat her daughter like my own. And then she ended up just leaving me all of a sudden. Now I'm with my current girlfriend, who I met on here actually, and she's living with me now. How did it happen? I'll tell you how it happened. So she joined off of another friend who is also one of my friends, and she came at me with a very lewd kind of pickup line. I hit her right back with one. And made her, she's just like, oh my god, and then just took off. And then she came back a little while later and said something else, and then I said something else, and then we ended up being friends. We ended up talking later, all night, and she was telling me a bunch of her problems, and I was, you know. And then, one thing led to another. It's pretty insane. She came all the way from Maryland, and she had a friend help her get to Colorado, and then I drove 17 hours to Colorado to pick her up and 17 hours back.
I don't have one that's on a relationship, but I have one of a friend who turned his back on me, but that's about it. I knew this dude, he was a friend of mine, he was like a brother to me for 5 years. and we actually started a YouTube channel together, and he met this chick. And I guess she didn't like me or something. I'm not sure what happened, but he started to get farther and farther distance, and she stopped talking to me. And then he kind of quieted down a little bit. And after months and months and excuses, I finally de-added him. But he just kind of like, not really ghosted, but he just kind of disappeared. So, shit happens. I still have him added on Steam. I'm trying to give him the chance to do the right thing and at least say like, hey, I don't want to be friends anymore, but he's just ignored me. He left me on red and everything. He's like a brother to me. He was there with I had a family passing. You know, he was there. I was starting to question if it was all just a play, you know. That's why I follow quotes now from Life is Strange, such as everyone pretends to care until they don't.
I met this guy that I was working with. I really liked him, and he invited me to come work out with him. And then he asked me if he could kiss me. And we started dating from that point. We were together for a while, and then he decided he wanted to join the military. So he went to basic training, and I wrote him every day, and he wrote me back. And I was there for him, and he was so sweet, and everything was fine. And we said I love you to each other. And then he went back for the second half of basic, and he stopped writing me as much, and he basically started the ghosting process, but still, he was still saying he loved me. And he said for me to come up to his graduation, and I was like, are you sure? Because things seem a little off. And he's like, yeah. So I spent $800 of my own money to go to where his basic was being held for the graduation. And when I got there, he introduced me to everyone as his friend. And then he's still off to the side to I love you and everything, but in front of people he was like, yeah, this is my friend. It really got bad when he had AIT right after that, so he went straight from basic to AIT, and I went home, and he didn't call me or talk to me for 2 days. And then I belonged to the Facebook website that was a support group of people who had soldiers in the military. So they blocked me, and I was like, why did you block me? And the admin said it's because the soldier said I wasn't anything to him. And then he ghosted me. He blocked me on every social media platform. He blocked my phone number. And I don't know what happened. It broke my heart because I really, really cared about him. This is 2 years later, and I'm still traumatized and have trust issues because I was ghosted. So that's my story of heartbreak.
Different color.
Most of the stories I would feel like anger and not heartbreak. So I don't know how to say them. I was bullied both physically and mentally throughout my whole school years. So the story goes like this. I was in 4th grade and I moved to a different city, you know. And I was a new kid in a big city, and I was from a village, from a poverty, you know. Everyone was trying, making fun of me, and I was different ethnicity because I grew up in Lithuania and I was Russian, so everyone was making fun of me for being Russian and for being poor. I mean, it mostly got physical, 5 or 6 kids beating me up, but when I was in 4th grade, I remember I was sitting doing nothing. Then suddenly 5 or 6 kids, they kicked me in the head with their legs multiple times, and the teacher said, you should stop being strange, you should start making friends and stuff like that. Nobody would actually listen to me, and everyone would make fun of me. Then it would continue for many years, same thing. When they beat you up so much, and then you try to at least say something, and even teachers turn you down and stuff like that. It made me feel very angry, I remember.
Basically, I used to have a partner, I had friends, I was having an okay life with my family, everything seemed fine in my life. Then everything turned upside down when some things happened. Basically, things really escalated in a bad way with my partner. Things really went downhill from there. I had to leave a lot of people behind because I just couldn't cope with what happened. I made new accounts everywhere, I met new people, and everything seemed fine for a time. That's actually how I met my new current partner. Basically what happened after that was that I tried to stay in contact again with some of the old people, and I actually left them behind as well because I just couldn't cope with the idea that they were still in contact with these people, because it will trigger me memories, flashbacks, and really bad feelings that I couldn't deal with every day.
Wow, look at you. I'm so proud you made it all the way to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this, you might as well go check out another one of my videos, and you should definitely join our Discord server and follow me on Twitter.